My name is Clara Jensen. I am 28 years old and I live in Riverside Heights. My life has always been fairly simple, but just under the surface, there is a vibrant world filled with creativity and dreams. I have an artistic mind, one that flows like paint on a canvas, and I spend my days working at a small design studio where I create graphics for various clients. I love my job and it brings me joy, but I do often find myself feeling a little lost amid the hustle and bustle of the world around me. I have a boyfriend named Aaron who, despite his occasional clumsiness, has always been a calming presence in my life. He is kind-hearted, thoughtful, and is always ready to support my dreams, even if he gets occasionally lost in his own. The Christmas of the last few years had been particularly magical for me. I still remember how excited I was when I had gifted Aaron with the latest technology as a way of showing my love and appreciation for him. I had saved for weeks to surprise him with a powerful Alienware gaming laptop and the latest Samsung Galaxy Note Android phone, which he had been eyeing for months. The surprise on his face when he unwrapped that gift had been completely worth the wait. But that year, it was his turn to reciprocate, and I was looking forward to a gift that he was putting so much thought and effort into. Unfortunately, that holiday season was destined to take an unexpected turn. I recall that day vividly. Aaron had been especially excited about a surprise package he had ordered for me. It was supposed to be a brand new unlocked iPhone and a laptop, intended as a way to thank me for everything I have done for him. I could hardly hold back my joy as I imagined unwrapping such thoughtful presents. But all of that excitement turned to despair when I received a phone call from him, his voice strained and filled with panic. A package thief had stolen my Christmas gift right off our doorstep, and my heart sank. Just like that, my holiday spirit was shattered. I remember feeling completely devastated. Here was Aaron, who had gone above and beyond to make this holiday special for me, and it was all ruined by a faceless criminal. This thief took not just the items, but the joy and the memories we could have created together that year. The moment that I heard Aaron describe the incident to me, my world began to feel utterly dark. I felt the tears brim in my eyes, heartbroken that someone could be so selfish. In the following weeks, Aaron tried to reassure me, insisting that we would work together to get through this ordeal and that the police would look into it. I wanted to believe him, but the waiting felt unbearable. Apple, the company that manufactured the devices, would not immediately mark the items as stolen since they wanted the thief to try and use or sell them first. The police took my boyfriend's report seriously, but as the days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months, I felt frustration settle in my heart. Despite the emotional turmoil, life continued. Christmas came and went. With my heart heavy, I refused to accept any replacement gift of monetary value from Aaron. Instead, we spent that holiday with our families, exchanging sentimental gifts. Aaron decided to create thoughtful handmade presents, which were heartwarming but bittersweet. He painted beautiful artwork that captured our memories together, he presented me with chocolates he knew I loved, and he made me a cute coupon gift, allowing me to call on him for favors, like cooking dinner or offering me a massage after a long day at work. It was sweet, yet the ghost of the stolen gifts loomed over us like a shadow. As the seasons changed and life began to get back to normal, Aaron received sporadic updates from the police. Each time he brought me the news, I found myself holding my breath, hoping for a tiny glimmer of hope. Spring turned into summer, and it became clear that the thief was still out there. One day, out of the blue, Aaron came rushing home with new information regarding our case. This was no ordinary update. It was significant. Through some strokes of luck and investigative work, the police discovered that the thief had used my stolen iPhone as his own device upgrade. It seemed that the criminal was too reckless to think ahead, and because that phone was an unlocked model, it allowed them to track it down easily. Suddenly, we had a breakthrough in the investigation. I could hardly breathe in anticipation as Aaron explained every detail to me. The authorities set their sights on the person behind the theft. They served warrants and subpoenas to track down not just my lost devices, but a number of other reports linked to a wider network of package theft that spanned the entire metro area. The man who had stolen my gifts was already on their radar for his connection to a much larger crime ring. As I listened to Aaron recount the information, a thrill of satisfaction surged through me for the first time since the incident occurred. The detective work concluded that this man was not just an amateur thief. He was a notorious package thief who explicitly targeted packages left unattended. They found additional evidence tying him to several other thefts, and I felt a newfound strength grow inside me. I had long wished for justice, and now it seemed like it might finally come. What came next felt like something out of a movie. An undercover cop was sent in to pose as a potential buyer for the laptop, using those selling platforms that encourage in-person meetups. I could hardly contain my excitement as I imagined how perfectly orchestrated this would be. The thief was so careless that he managed to list the very laptop he had stolen from us online for a quick sell. It was a trap perfectly laid out, and the thought of him walking right into it made me giddy with anticipation. Eventually, the undercover officer was able to set a date and time to meet with the thief. As the investigation unfolded, we learned the most shocking twist. This man, the supposed delivery driver, had been pilfering packages right under the noses of the neighborhood. He had made the biggest mistake of his life using my stolen iPhone, which traced directly back to him, exposing a larger scheme that had gone unnoticed for far too long. What felt even more satisfying was seeing the look of utter defeat on the thief's face as he was confronted by law enforcement. The authorities had managed to capture him during the sale, and as I heard the news, a rush of emotions hit me. The thief, whose life spiraled out of control, quickly unraveled in the presence of the police. It turned out he was already facing other charges for multiple thefts, and this latest slip would surely add more time to his sentence. He had been brazen, thinking he could get away with it simply because he knew how to evade suspicion. He became a featured name on police reports for the variety of crimes he committed, and his eventual capture sparked a much larger sting operation that took down the entire package theft ring he was associated with. After that day, it took a little longer, but we finally received word that my replacement iPhone and laptop were on their way. Nothing could replace the emotional value of the original gifts, but my excitement renewed as I thought about finally getting them. Once the investigation concluded, Apple finally sent the products to Aaron's parents' local store to ensure they arrived safely this time. Through the months that followed, life gradually returned to normal. I received my replacements after the 4th of July, and even though it took much longer than anticipated, it felt like I was finally able to put a rough chapter of my life behind me. Seeing how justice played out and how the world often works in mysterious ways helped me heal. Reflecting on that entire experience almost felt surreal. I thought about how I felt so low at one point, believing that would be a permanent stain on my life. But there I stood now, holding the new gifts. Each time I used my devices, I felt grateful for the lessons learned, the resilience in myself, and the bond Aaron and I strengthened through the ordeal. Life went on, and while the thief had received his punishment, I found a renewed sense of purpose in all of this. I had faced the fear of loss and came out the other side stronger than I was before. The experience made me appreciate the little things even more: family, love, and our shared triumphs. The world can be cruel, but along with the challenges come opportunities for growth and redemption. In the end, I vowed to always keep an eye on the packages arriving at my door, a humorous twist I added to my life that helped me find laughter even in the wake of past grief. In the grand tapestry of life, perhaps it was never just about getting back my devices, but understanding just how powerful my own story could become.